it seems like a lot of things that Nafumi is doing right now is stuff that he did in the very beginning of the first season of The Rising of the Shield Hero. He's cleaning up someone else's mess. Someone had the good idea for the greater good to do something, and Nafumi had to went around and clean the stuff up. Remember when the other heroes thought they were doing a good job at helping people, taking out a leader, to slaying a dragon, and so on and so forth, but they forgot to clean up the aftermath. Like the dragon's curse spread across the village, the people had no one to lead them, and so on and so forth. And now Fumi had to go around cleaning up the mess and finding up other ways to help out the people. So as the other cardinal heroes thought they were doing a good job, they weren't. They were just only seen this as a game or them just doing their own acts of justice and stuff. But now Fumi was like, no, there's more things you have to do than just saving the day. You gotta set an establishment. You gotta make sure that other things aren't happening around the area. Now the same thing's happening again, but on a larger portion this time. You're dealing with a government that's doing things for its own benefit, but not for the people's benefit, unleashing a divine creature out onto the area that could easily harm God knows how many people, but they don't care as long as it helps them, as long as it's in their favor. Whatever it can do to take down the other threat, the opposing power that could replace it. Wow, this sounds very familiar. It's almost like the author is using his writing to show the selfishness of the government. How sometimes it's not for the people anymore, it's a government that's for itself, to, to sustain itself, and no matter what it does. Few people get hurt, who cares? As long as bottom line is not damaged, that's all that matters. Am I right? Like, wow. Yeah, I get it, writer. I get it. That is kind of messed up. Sad, but true. But anyways, there's nothing new to Nafumi, but just on a bigger scale. And speaking of bigger scale, their problem now is to find some way to draw morale in order to gather in more people to support Raphtilia in her quest to, you know, the thing is to clear Raphtilia's name to really get her to not be in danger no more. But we have this thing now where she's pretty much is trying to, in a way, become the symbol of hope of a new emperor. The question is, does Raptalia herself want to become emperor? And no, she doesn't. Like I said, since the ending of the first season, she just wants to be with Nafumi in the village and just taking care of stuff, fighting off the waves, helping out raise the village. That's all she wants at the end of the day, to be the sword to the shield. But here she is in this land that's technically her homeland, but she knows nothing about, or probably doesn't really care. She appreciates the place and thinks it's beautiful, but deep down inside, her home is where her heart is. And her heart is in that village where she's helping raise the orphans, training every day, fighting off whatever threats that may come. This is all that Reptilia knows, technically. So this place, despite making a name for herself, her heart's probably not truly in it, and you can see it on her face. You know, she's not into wearing the Miku outfit. She only cared about wearing the outfit in the first place because she thought Nafumi might like it. But now here she is wearing it for something that she doesn't seem to truly care about. Helping people out is one thing she's okay with, but becoming a symbol, an icon, an emperor was not on her list. So therefore, she doesn't really care much about it. So they're fighting off this thing to fight off the main body, but first they had to get rid of his clones. Now, I was first thinking, it's like Hydra itself from Greek mythology. You gotta destroy the main body, it's not just cut off the heads, or you sear off the head so they won't grow back. Multiple ways to take off Hydra, but this one thing is different. It didn't just have multiple heads; it had clones of multiple heads. So this is a lot harder than it seems to be. So they had to find some way to draw out the main body, then destroy the core to the main body, in order to do that. In order to do that, they had to go into the bottom of this runes. And there, out of nowhere, a random scene is showing some runes that's talking about uh, pretty much a power up for the divine weapons or holy weapons. Different pronunciations, I guess you can say. But however, now Fumi's reading it, he's like, "This is useless to me. Means nothing. I know everything that is to know on this, but the other three might could find it very useful." This is what happens when you grind in the very beginning of your quest. Like I said, Shield Hero in a way is like an RPG. He is the guy who sets out the strategies. He leads people in certain directions, and he gives support through protecting them, air support, and of course buffs. Lots and lots of buffs. So when you grind at the very beginning of the level, and no matter how long it takes, you're just grinding, 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 things later on become very easy for you. And that's exactly what happened with Nafumi, man. He got us in the bag. He's not struggling. No one's getting injured. No one's getting harmed. Like when they're fighting the cursed dragon or they're fighting against the church and stuff. Everyone's okay. They made it out in the end. A few slips here and there, but nothing major. They handled themselves like professionals this time, and it shows how much he has grown as a strategist, as a leader in a way. And it shows how everyone else has grown as well in handling themselves. Like I said, the only true slip up that happened here was Atla throwing away her weapon just because the master blacksmith gave it to her in a creepy way. So she just threw it away. He was trying to get her brother's weapon. That is something a child would do. Very realistic on her end. But she came to regret it later on because she's been slipping lately. Ever since Flo got his new buff up, he's been kind of the main star this time. In the past, you always see Allah taking the spotlight, but no, it's Flo this time. He's been, you know, showing off that he is pulling his weight. Now Allah is just being a child now and not taking things seriously enough to realize, hey, you should have thrown away your freaking weapon. That's a big no-no. But anyways, it seems like this government, this new emperor, is very scared of Reptilia and what she represents. They don't want to lose their power or their front, but they will do that by doing this. So it shows that they're very, very desperate at the end of the day of what they're doing. And they're probably going to unleash the other beasts that are being sealed away, no longer will be sealed. So we'll see that happen. That's my guess, anyways. But who knows what might happen? Some curve might show up out of nowhere and throw us a nice little curveball. We'll see. But anyways, sorry it took a while. I was very busy and tired, so I was finally able to get to this at last. And yeah, I'm just glad that I'm on track now. I'm trying to keep more track on this and be more awake. But it's been holiday season are coming around the corner, so it's about to be very busy for us at the warehouse. So pray for me. So anyways, that's all I got for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. So the background on anime. Signing out.